Good morning to you beautiful people and welcome to a different video this time, because today I want to make a little breakdown, but don't confuse it with having a breakdown because I'm not creating the edit here. I'll just show you how I did it. For some context, I created this piece, Mount Moon as I called it for obvious reasons, for a contest that went on Instagram. You know, now that we're at it, you can always leave a follow there, you know. Anyway, we had to use certain images, brushes, textures and whatever, and we could also use our own stuff. So let's get started, I guess. Lay back, have fun, you know the deal. So the first thing I did was adding the photo of the city. Actually, the first step was to create a new file, but whatever. I then erased the edge and put it down the canvas. Next, I added the mountain, cut it out and warped it a bit to fit and look better. After that, I added one of the space images we could use. Then, something I like doing recently is coloring everything with a gradient map. It makes life easier. Real life too. You should try it. And now the clouds pop out a little too much. And why is that? Right, because they're too bright, so we make them darker. Next, I'm using the brushes that were provided to blend the mountain even more. We get back to the sky as I wanted the background to look more epic. So I added some beloved clouds, sliding the blend if slider like nothing else, and voila! There are clouds now. Magic. During editing, I got used to creating save layers, so I put everything together to go back to later and see if the changes I made are better than before. And here we can see my first idea. I wanted to create a lava landscape thingy, you know, for some death and destruction, but then I was feeling a little crazy and daring, so I erased the middle of the mountain without a layer mask, which I ended up liking better than I thought I would, so I stuck to that. I was also feeling a little destructive, so I put some adjustments on it, warped it and put it together into one layer without any way to go back. So that is what they mean by taking risks in life. Now it's time to give the city a little bit of life, because, you know, it's not going to get burned down. So I took an orangish color, painted a lot of perfectly clean dots, and repeated that with a bigger and softer brush. And look, now people are living there. Isn't that beautiful? Then for some reason I can't remember, I made the star thingy a little darker. Then we get back to the bridge that originally looked like this, then like this. Then we make it darker and make it blue, of course. See that? Yeah. I'm a professional. I never make mistakes and always work cleanly. And just like every professional, I cover my mistakes. And this time with a bunch of more clouds. Then I'm adding another image that was provided, that turned out to be the mountains in the background. Then I make everything a little darker. The moon. I'm adding an outer glow and a drop shadow, which in this case is more like a drop glow. Then we make it brighter. Now let's get back to the save layers. Here I turned off the clouds because I was constantly turning them on and off while editing. But the original idea was that the moon was attentive, like pulling rocks, mountains, the world, the universe to itself to devour everything for death and destruction. Or something like that. But it didn't work out, so see, I'm not that destructive after all. Also, I wanted the bridge to have these things that my English is not capable of naming to hold it. Back to the breakdown, I make everything darker yet again. And I'm giving the moon its beautiful shape. Wait, I think the live commentator Mr. Low wants to tell you something. Let's listen to what the linguistically gifted commentator has to say. You know, make it crescent. I don't know how to pronounce this thing. I love this shape of the moon. I just love it. And I always hate when people come there and say, stars aren't meant to be seen there because, you know, the moon is round and the light comes from there and this is not empty. Yeah. Like, this is how I do my moon, alright? This always has been this way. And this is my moon, alright? But people are wondering, like, how can the moon be in front of you? Like, how can you sit on the moon? But this thing is just impossible. Thank you for that, non-scripted Mr. Low, for the informative speech. However, I'm making the mountain darker again, adding an exposure adjustment to enhance textures like 3 times and make it even darker for no reason. Also adding 2 blue layers to fade the mountain a bit. Then we get to the background mountain, brighten that up and darken the sky a little. Now we get to the particles that I threw in, which made everything blend even more, added some final contrast and added some lighting to the bridge. So the clouds on top seem a little too black, so I took a blue layer in color blend mode and painted it in there. Finally, this image is truly blue. Then I added a glow behind the mountain because it was supposed to look like a moon volcano or something, or the birthplace of the moon. Epic. Now we're getting back to the darkening curves for the city and activate the layer mask that I deactivated before and didn't tell you about, to brighten the clouds a little bit so it looks like the moon has an effect on them. We're adding some shooting stars, adding the bigger glow behind the moon because I forgot it earlier. Then I switched the background stars to the actual image I used because, you know, I prepared this file before I recorded the video, so mistakes won't happen. Such a professional. And also the space image makes it seem like there aren't any stars at all, so that is also a thing. Now we get to the little clouds in front of the mountain. I took some cloud images, cut them out, painted white on the fringing parts, made them darker and erased the dark parts again to make it look like the lighting from the moon hits the clouds. Now I'm adding the birds that probably no one has noticed, and there you can see it. I created an optical illusion. These birds look darker than the ones on the right. But in reality, they are the same. Or are they? Homework time! Until next video, find out why this is the case. And if you don't, things will happen. I don't know what yet, but they will. So far so good. Now we're doing something that I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, which is adding a hue and saturation layer. Coloring the sky blue, because, you know, it wasn't blue before. And desaturated and, well, that happens. And now we're fixing a mistake that I made before, because, you know, I'm a professional and I don't make mistakes. And here I deactivate the curves layer that made the mountain darker. Now the only thing left is the guy that no one has ever seen before. We throw him in, cut him out, make him brighter and color him in what color? You guessed it. Adding shadows to the bridge, and as a final thing, throwing in a huge light on the left to blend everything even more. Then I thought I was done, but I forgot something. Do you know what? The lamps, exactly. I put them in there, make them darker, and did the same things I did to the city windows, and voila, it is done. And the very final thing to do is getting into Camera Raw and doing stuff there. So this has been it. This time I tried something different. I originally did a live commentary while recording the video, because I wanted to do it like I used to do on my German channel, just without a face cam. While cutting the video I thought it was better to do a voiceover thing, because I'm still not really used to speaking English, and for now I thought it was easier, maybe even better for the video, so here we are. So let me know what you thought of this in the comments, and now I can only say thanks for watching, until next time, and remember to do your homework. Thanks, bye.